Good evening. My name is Michelle Tibbs, and as the member chosen for the honor of representing the Independence Center this year, I'd like to thank you for attending the 2011 Dancing with the St. Louis Stars event. I'd like to share my story, experience, and how the Independence Center helps me and so many others using the words of the late, great Michael Jackson. Who's bad? I'm bad. Really, really bad. I had lived with bipolar affective disorder, BAD, for over 20 years before I entered the doors of the Independence Center on May 5th, 2008. My symptoms are racing thoughts, not outside voices or voices in my head as with schizophrenia. These are my own thoughts which stream so fast they don't have time to be understood before another and another and another come, so fast and out of control. There are no dams to stop the control of the thoughts. It's like a waterfall with the thoughts and myself crashing to the rocks below. I feel like I'm fireworks going up, up, up and exploding in bright sparks and light and fizzling out into a drizzle of smoke. Sensory overload is also one of my extreme symptoms. By this I mean my symptoms become affected and augmented. My sense of touch becomes painful, sight becomes cutting, sound thunderous and acute, speech becomes staccato and broken. I'm overwhelmed, out of control, over-exuberant, irritable, and irrational. My racing brain won't stop to let me sleep. My mind and me just keeps going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny on lithium batteries until I go into overload. After I had 3 hospitalizations in a 6-year period, I realized continuing to reject diagnosis leads to relapse, if not immediately, inevitably. So I created a cocktail for my mental health, which includes medication management, doctor's appointments, work, keeping up with my physical health and wellness, maintaining a good sleep regime, and working on my spiritual health and relationship with God. I'm proud to say I have 20 years without a hospitalization. During that time, I worked continually, holding 2 jobs consecutively for over 14 years. My recovery journey began when I was 19. After my diagnosis, I denied, rejected, raged, and fought. Then came acceptance, medication success, and a silent world of secrecy. My illness cast a shadow of shame on my life. I lived in an isolated bubble. I functioned in a rut, always feeling blub, blub, blub because my life was limited. My self-perception and stigma always had me doubting. Do they know? Can they tell? Is my act working? I was ashamed of my bachelor's degree from Rutgers University, feeling that it wasn't worth the time and the energy that I put into it. Not realizing that all the time and work and struggle I put into it makes it that much more valuable. Stigma kept me in a quiet, isolated battle with my BAD, bad brain. Then I became a member of the Independence Center. The clubhouse is the spice in my cocktail of mental health. Independence Center empowered me, and it changed my life. I've come out of isolation, out of stigma, out of shame. I've acknowledged my strengths and raised my self-esteem. I've broken stigma and shame in those around me, and more importantly, in myself. I've realized and embraced the idea that I have an illness, but I'm not that illness. When I came to the Independence Center almost 3 years ago, I felt hopeless, ashamed, and isolated. Today, I feel energetic, purposeful, and grateful. When I walk through the doors, I feel like I'm Norm from the TV show Cheers, and Everybody knows my name. There's a warm, inviting, loving family atmosphere. There's an all-inclusive place here that provides so much for so many. There's banking, housing, employment, training, and education, a book club, wellness, being involved with the Clubhouse training teams and International Center for Clubhouse Development conference meetings, the Copy Center and newsletter, participating with crisis intervention training and leading tour groups, working to make every meal enjoyable and tasty, or creating beauty in Martha's Flowers. I especially enjoy the upscale retail shop, and I love to say, I got it at the Clubhouse shop. There's even a lot of fun and play after the work-ordered day. Relationship building at the Independence Center has helped my growth. The center has helped me make my negative into a resounding positive, and to realize while I have bipolar affective disorder, BAD, I am bad, not because of my illness. I'm bad because of who I am, not what I have. My illness doesn't make, mold, or break me. 1 in 4 are affected directly or indirectly by mental illness. We all know someone who has or who has been touched by and or is dealing with a diagnosis. The effects that mental illness has on lives is tremendous. For many, the impact on their lives is the most important thing that they deal with and the most devastating thing they cope with in life. We battle against the devastation of mental illness, and anyone who participates in the effort is bad. Please applaud yourselves, because we are all battling against the devastation of mental illness, and together we are all bad. Thank you for your time and your attention.